Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for tuning in with me, Rogue FPV. I want to thank Meps King for sending me a set of these space motors to test out and review. Meps has been trying to make a name for themselves in the market lately, and they've been doing a lot of online advertising and have been sending motors to a lot of top pilots and asked us to test and review the quality and flight performance. Now, for whatever it's worth, in my opinion, I've seen Meps make a good effort to send these out to actual ripping pilots for feedback and not just social media influencers per se. Now for the disclosures. Meps sent me these motors for free with the expectation that I do a video review, test, and provide feedback on performance and quality. They also asked that I include their logo in the video and let you know that their slogan is Meps is born for control. I'm not sponsored by Meps. I have not been paid for this content. I'm not an affiliate. Meps does not have control over what I say, and my opinions are completely my own. If at the end of this video you're interested in Meps space motors or want more information on them, there will be a standard non-affiliate link to their website in the video description. Now that that's out of the way, let's have a look at the packaging. Obviously, these came in one large box with plenty of bubble wrap, very well protected in shipping. Each box comes sealed in plastic shrink wrap. So let's crack that off. The box is printed metallic silver on black, and it feels nice. It doesn't feel cheap, but it doesn't feel super heavy, you know, super heavy premium. Middle of the road, you know. It's a slide out the front style. As you can see on the front, close that, and the back, there's the Meps logo and space branding. On one side, there is a barcode, and on the other side was company information. I kind of ripped it off. The top has the size, and the bottom panel is all in Chinese. Included in the box, you get obviously one motor, desiccant. You get a pack of screws, obviously, an extra O-ring, prop nut, and it looks like there's a brass washer in there also. So the color on these, wow, these are bright. The color on these as advertised is fluorescent green. I can tell you they are much more to the side of yellow. These are super, super bright, but yeah, they are a lot more yellow than they are green. They feel nice in the hand. I'm not gonna lie. They feel nice. They turn nice and smooth. They're not notchy. I mean, look at that. I mean, I know this doesn't affect flight performance at all, but look at the design there on the top of that bell. That's pretty sick. That's a nice looking sun pattern there. We can see the base. Let's see the side. I don't know how well this will read on camera, but it does say SC2306 1750 space. And as we keep going on the other side, it says Meps. You guys, I don't think I can zoom any more than that, unfortunately. But I'm looking at the air gap. That is a really tiny air gap there between the magnet and the stator, or excuse me, the magnets and the stator. That's really fine tolerance. These space motors come in 4 colors and 2306 and 2207 size options. 1750, 1950, and 2750 kV for 6S, 6S, And what do you do with a 2750? If you guys know what you do with a 2750 kV, how many cells do you guys need to run that? Is that 3S or 4S? Let me know in the comments down below. This is Rogue from the future with a quick correction. The 2306 comes in 1750, 1950, and 2450 kV. The 2207 comes in 1750, 1950, and 2750 kV. On this particular color, on the fluorescent green, the wire color is white. On the other three colors, the wire color is black. Some people will love this, some people are gonna hate it. Personally, I'm not a fan of the white, but I use race wire, so whatever. I'm gonna cut these down really short anyways. The total weight with the wire and prop nut is 32 grams. These motors come in a uni-bell design with a rounded top edge. Both the bell and the base are 6082 aluminum alloy, and the shafts are CT4 titanium reinforced alloy. If you guys know anything about metallurgy, let me know in the comments down below if those are good grades of aluminum and titanium. Inside the aluminum bell, there is, I don't know if you guys can see it. I can't zoom in anymore, unfortunately. There is a steel flux ring, and the magnets are N52SHArc Magnets, just like all the other premium motors out there use. These are no exception. They did not skimp out. The motor windings are very cleanly wrapped, very uniformly wrapped. I have to give credit where credit is due. Hopefully that will focus for you guys. I've seen other premium motors that have not been, you know, not had their coils wrapped as nicely and as cleanly as that. I don't know per se, you know, what effect that has on flight performance. You know, but whatever, that's a nice touch. I will also add at the very base of the base where the motor wires come and are soldered, that's coated with a little epoxy right there at the end. That's going to prevent a lot of movement at the end of those wires where the solder is super, super thin. That's a nice touch right in there. Good on you guys, Meps. So overall, guys, my thoughts on build quality and appearance. These are really nice motors. I will say these really feel solid in the hand. They spin smooth. You know, the tolerances look like they're really tight. Spec wise, everything about these does say that these are really premium motors, and I hope they feel that way when I fly them. So having said that, I'm gonna go throw these on a quad. All right, guys, so let's go ahead. Let's go throw these. I'm gonna throw one on camera for you guys so you can see how quick and easy it is, and I'm gonna do the rest off camera so we can go thrash and bash tomorrow. So let's get the iron hot. All right, iron's warming up, and we got our little clippers. Let's go ahead and trim these out. And let's go ahead and trim and tin these leads. Tinning is winning, guys. I like to give my ends a little twist after I take the coating off because I go heavy-handed and I typically tend to flatten my wires out a little bit. So let's go ahead and grab some extra flux. Now I know what you guys are gonna say, Uncle Rogie, I use the TBS solder. It's got flux already in it. I don't need to add extra. Let me tell you something. Everyone uses flux with solder in it. You need to add extra flux. Flux is a binder and a catalyst that helps the solder flow quicker and easier into the wire. Now you don't need much. You don't need globs, you know. You're not icing a cake. You're just getting a little extra onto that wire or that joint. In this case, we're just tinning. And I'll tell you guys why I like to add a little extra flux when I'm tinning and when I'm making my joints. When you guys put solder on the tip of your iron, I'll show you here. Let me get a little solder. When I put that solder on my iron, you can see it smoke. Right? You know what's smoking? The flux. Now we don't see smoke. You know why? The flux is burned away out of that solder. There's still solder on my iron. It will still flow, but it's got no more flux in there. So by putting a little extra flux on the wires when I tin them, I know that's going to be a nice flow of solder into that wire. So let me go ahead and tin these guys up real quick. Stop my yakking. That's it. Simple as that. Tinned up. So, grab my driver and let's mount these guys up so I can finish with the soldering, right? I don't know about you guys, but when I do these, I like to put 2 screws in from opposing corners. Make sure everything kind of lines up, you know what I mean? Threads down. Then I do the other 2. Now I recommend when you guys do this, most of you know, but if you're kind of new to the hobby, use Loctite. Use Loctite blue on these. These will vibrate out over time. Your motors are spinning, your props are going, yada, yada, yada. Loctite's going to make sure that you don't lose motor screws and lose a motor in flight. What I will typically do, and I'll do it off camera, is I'll usually get all 4 screws down and cinched, you know, to snug. Once I have all 4 of them in, I'll take them out and reinsert them with a little bit of blue Loctite on the tip, one at a time. And that makes sure, you know, that I don't lose tension on the base. And that makes sure that every one of them goes in nice and straight and securely and tight every time, as opposed to doing all 4, you know, with Loctite one at a time. So that's it, guys. All 4 motors now are screwed down, mounted. Or excuse me, all 4 screws on this motor are mounted and secured down. All that's left to do now is just solder this guy in place on my race wire pads. So let me go reposition so that it's easier for me to see over here. A little solder on the tip of my iron over here. And one. Uh-oh. One. Two. Man, I definitely need better tweezers, don't I? Sorry if you guys can't see that one. And just like that, it's done. All right, guys, it's a couple minutes later and we're all done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I will let you guys know, anytime you change motors, even if you wire them exactly the same way, straight across, crisscross, whatever, always go back through and check your motor spin direction before you go have a fly. Having said that, let's go to fly day and thrash and bash these guys and see how they perform. I want to thank Meps again for sending these motors for review. I really enjoy doing these reviews and sharing how I feel. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. I know this was a long one. If you like this content, please like and subscribe for more, and click the bell icon so you'll be notified when I release part 2 of this video. flight footage, and durability testing. It also really helps me and my channel out a ton. Check out some of my other playlists, including my Just the Tip series, with quick tips and tricks on how to make your FPV easier.